Heidi-ho, this is Tony with the Jeep Talk Show, and just like you, I'm listening to the 10-Minute Off-Road Podcast with Nikki G.
Episode 65. A rose is still a rose by any other name. All right, sit back, relax. The 10-Minute Off-Road Podcast is about to begin. Welcome to the 10-Minute Off-Road Podcast. I'm your host, Nikki G. I'm here to inform, entertain, and delight your ear holes with all things off-road for the next 10 minutes or so. Why 10 minutes? That's about how long it's going to take my Grubhub to get here. All right, welcome to the show. I just want to remind everybody you can listen to the 10-Minute Off-Road Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Overcast, Breaker, CastBox, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and Stitcher. Yeah, I've never heard of any of those either. But you can't hear it on iHeartRadio or Pandora or any of the other big media playing places. They just don't dig the nick. I want to remind everybody you can contact the 10-Minute Off-Road Podcast at 10minuteoffroad at gmail.com. That's 10-minute offroad at gmail.com. And I checked it today. First time in months. And I don't get any email except for the email I get from Ammunition Depot. So I had to use the email to get free shipping. But anywho, that's just one of the perks of having a podcast. Also, I'd like to remind you, you can leave a comment on any of the fine social media outlets that I ignore, such as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, although I don't think anybody tweets anymore since Trump left. But never on TikTok. You know, I'm just not digging the TikTok. So now we got all the boilerplate legal mumbo jumbo out of the way. I'd like to just give a quick little reminder, everybody, that a few Jeep shows in my area coming up. October 22nd at the Gaston Community College. 22nd or 23rd, I can't remember. Somewhere around there. Look it up. There, Gaston Community College is hosting a Jeep show. And then a little north of Gaston Community College in Dallas, I think that's still in Gaston County, or is that Cleveland County? Either way, it's close. It's fairly close to the Gaston Community College. On October 23rd and 24th, from 12 to 8 at the Dallas Lavender Lane Farms at 937 Old Willis School Road in Dallas, North Carolina, is having a Jeep festival with 20 trophies to give away, a petting zoo, all kinds. They said they have 50 vendors and all kinds of nice mumbo jumbo. So check them out. I sadly won't be attending either one of them because on the 23rd we're planning a wheeling trip. The Dallas Lavender Lane Jeep show was supposed to go on this weekend that passed, but because of Hurricane Ian, they had to reschedule, and they rescheduled it on a day that we decided to take a wheeling trip. Don't know where we're going yet. I believe we're looking at DuPont State Park or Lake Jacossi. I've been there before, made a few videos of it. Looking forward to going back again. I don't care where we go, just as long as we get out of town and have a good time. And this is a good time for a segue. Listening to the Jeep Talk Show podcast, which you can hear me on 2 nights a week. They have like 5 episodes a week or 6 episodes. It's an ungodly amount. It's obviously for people who do not have a life that just put on podcasts all day. I'm just kidding, Tony. I'm digging it. You guys are my inspiration. But anywho, I was listening to the show, and they talked about overlanding in their round table discussion. Every Tuesday they have a round table where you can just, I guess you can't call in. It's like Zoom. Use Zoom meeting. Matter of fact, it's the Zoom people of the Jeep Talk Show, I think they call themselves. But they have a big Zoom conference call where anybody can join. You contact Jeep Talk Show at their website, and you get on their mailing list. And every week they just mail you an email, the invite to the Zoom call. And I've been on it a couple of times. A lot of times I'm kind of busy working on Tuesday nights. But this past week they talked about overlanding and what's the difference between overlanding and wheeling, and which do you prefer, wheeling and overlanding. And a lot of people have cracked a lot of overlanding jokes. And, I consider myself sort of an overlander. I'm more of a hybrid / overlander. I love wheeling, but I'm to the point in my life where I don't want to go crazy and destroy my vehicle. And I kind of like the views and stuff you get from just driving up a mountain road. But anyhow, they had a big discussion about what is overlanding. So I did a little bit of research, which means I goggled it, and come across a couple of websites. And Motor Trend magazine, yeah, they're a bunch of wieners. They had an article on overlanding. And so here's what Motor Trend describes overlanding. Self-reliant overland travel to remote destinations. So I do agree with the self-reliance. Some of the remote places we go to, recovery help is not coming. You have to self-recover. You have to prepare for every emergency. I don't pack a lot of stuff, but I do get together with the people so we're not packing 5 can openers or 7 lanterns or whatever. So we get together and we come up with, so we have 2 of everything, and not everybody's packing everything they own. Okay, Wikipedia states that overlanding started in Australia, where travel to the backcountry can last for days, which I do agree. It seems like overlanding started in Australia, and it seems to be very popular in Australia. And then Motor Trend again. I tell you, the people at Motor Trend, I really don't even think they have a car. There are probably people in New York who drive public transportation or ride public transportation. But they have the type of vehicles used in overlanding are SUV, trucks, motorcycles, and vans. I've never seen a van. People in motorcycles, I guess, do. That's sort of like motorized hiking, I guess. Trucks and SUVs, yes, I could agree. I see a lot of Wranglers and Jeeps. 3 of us have XJs, and I see a few XJs set up. And I see a lot of trucks, mainly Tacomas. But I guess anything you could throw a rooftop tent on, or anything you can just get out and get out into the nature with. I've seen a Subaru with a rooftop tent on it. And I believe a Volvo station wagon with a rooftop tent, which those are probably just, you could probably hit soft gravel roads with them. I don't think you can go to some of the places we go. Some of the places we hit, you need a high clearance 4x4. All right, and then there's a list of gear, and I'm not going to get into the list of gear that Motor Trend gave, because it's, you know what you need. All you need is shelter and food, and then you're overlanding. A lot of people like to use a rooftop tent. I'm not there in my travels yet, although I do like how whenever we get to a spot, they just pull a cord and boom, their tent is up and they're set up, and where I got to spend a half hour putting a ground tent together or a hammock. I recently discovered hammocks and I'm loving them. I carry a very minimal amount. I'm very minimalist, although I am learning and carrying more and more. Some of the other guys I travel with, they carry quite a bit. 2 of us pack refrigerators where I'm happy eating out of a can. A can of SpaghettiOs, can of hash, can of anything, soup. Does me good. If I don't have to pack a fridge, if I don't even have to worry about ice, I'm good to go. It doesn't take much to keep me happy. All right, so I just about rambled on long enough. I'm almost at the 10-minute mark. Let me know in the comments below on whatever you're listening to this on. Let me know what gear you carry and what is overlanding to you, and do you like overlanding or not? Just any comment you have about overlanding, I'd love to hear it. If you really want to help me out, wherever you're listening to this on, give it a honest review. I'd say give it a 5-star review, but be honest, because, the feedback is good for me, the good and the bad. Although the ones that tell me to do unspeakable things to my mother, that's really not helping. All right, until next time, this is Nicky G saying, wheel what you got and be happy.